And a really good welcome to you all to another great episode of Enlightened Conversations. And just to make sure that the technology is working, I'm waiting for someone to actually to join in. And we are live. Indeed. It's just so fantastic. It was well worth the wait.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And we are live and alive. I'm just so happy that finally everything worked out. I'm just so excited, really excited for this session, because I think we've got just so much to discuss. And now, hopefully, there's going to be quite a lot of people who are coming online as well. And welcome, dear listeners. And this is really the spiritual sanctuary and a place where we explore the depth of the soul and we are seeking alignment. I'm your host tonight, I'm Mariette Rem, and this is Enlightened Conversation. And we are here to guide you with your spiritual awakening and inner peace. And each episode that I'm presenting is really, I would like to embrace really, it's like a new exploration, really delving into topics like mindfulness, meditation, energy healing, astrology, and so much more. The aim is really to empower you with the tools and the knowledge that really helps you awaken that divine potential and live a life that aligned with your true purpose. And I cannot be happier than to welcome Rachel, because today we are really diving deep into the voice as a healing gift, and using the power of sound and energy and intuition to really reach deep into that really sacred self, to discover the stories and traumas and emotions that's been trapped for decades and decades. I'm so excited and I'm really so happy that finally worked. Technology.
Technology, always so fun, isn't it? I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Mariette. And we're going to talk about transforming your inner landscape, which is just my dream, something to be able to talk about.
Absolutely. And I just really tell just in a really nutshell.
Yes.
Just tell the listeners of what drew you into discovering this field where you're working right now so successfully.
Gosh, what drew me? I think I was, in the end, I was sort of divinely led here. In the end, there was like no option, no other choice but to do this, because this ultimately is who I am, what I'm meant to be doing. I feel like it's my soul's purpose, my mission to be here. But to get here took me a long time. Put it that way. I didn't really step into this world fully until I turned 40. So it wasn't like I knew from the age of 0, as from a child, that I was going to be working in energy, working in healing, using my voice, helping people release trauma, all those things. Literally, I had no clue. I wasn't brought up in this environment. It's a journey that I've had to go on and discover myself. But I know that it's exactly what I am meant to be doing, and that is just so beautiful, to finally be living in my purpose and living in what I was brought here to do, which is to really help others do the same thing. Like do all that internal work, do all that healing on yourself, so that you can show up and go, this is me, this is what I'm meant to be doing, and have no fears around showing up as who you are.
And how do you find, because I looked into your work, and
Yes.
I find it's a very, very specialist field, which I'm always drawn to something that is really quirky and something really unique in spirituality. How do you find really the audience is kind of, people are resonating with what you do?
So I find that some people are just completely like open. They're like, they get it instantly. Like, yes, they understand energy, they understand vibration, they understand that their emotions are energy, and sometimes they get trapped in their body. And that's, I use a lot of sound because I was a trained classical singer, so I can bring a lot of vibration into my work, a lot of singing, because sound is so powerful, sound is so healing. And so some people are just totally like, yeah, I get it, I'm into it. And then there's other people who, and I understand this is not for everybody. But there's other people who see me going, actually, they've watched my journey. They've seen my transformation. They see how genuine I am. They see my authenticity. They see that I'm actually pretty normal, human, down to earth person. I just have this gift. And so they tend to spend a lot of time following me, watching me, listening to me, seeing the transformation that happens in other people's lives. And then they more slowly come round to the idea, which I understand as well. So, and then some people, it's like it's not for them, and that's also okay. I'm not for everybody, and I've had to not worry about what people will think. What will they say? How will they view me? Gosh, Rachel's, what she's singing and she's Oh, I think
Carry
I just
on. Carry on. You're still there. I just wanted to show this because I absolutely adore this picture. Carry
Oh,
on. Carry on.
thank you. So yeah, I've had to really overcome that fear of what people will think. What will they say? I know that I've got to show up in my true self, and that the right people who need to hear me and come into my world will sort of just be energetically attracted. That
Hold
makes
on.
sense.
That's the one. Sorry, I'm getting lost in this design in this design element here. I wanted to see because I love the logo that you created, and I thought, where is her logo? There is her logo, because it's the two of us, not the one of me. It's the two of us now. Um, so when you start working with someone, just describe the process kind of a little bit. How does that work?
Okay, so it depends. So in the private work that I do, I initially I will have a conversation with someone. I will speak to them. I will find out. Often they come to me generally because they are feeling some form of stuckness in their life. There's something within them that's holding them back. They're not fully able to be themselves, and in their business they're stuck. Their business isn't where they want it to be. Their life isn't exactly where they want it to be. It often looks like to other people they've actually got quite a lot of success. They're actually quite successful, but internally it's kind of a different story. But they've never really gone there or talked to people about it. So I
Mm.
opened up to them, have a conversation, find out um, what they're often there's been some form of, whether it's small trauma, big trauma, medium trauma, there's been some trauma in their life that's never been processed, and I'm able to hold that space for them and
It's
help
very
them.
difficult. I'm sorry to interject, but it's just so difficult when something is so engraved and something
Mhm.
is so much
Yeah,
inside of someone.
yeah.
It's so difficult to open up about it.
Yes, and it is, and but I tend to find that generally, hopefully, I'm able to create a safe space for someone to go, this is okay. And I've learned, because I have worked with some of the most severe trauma that I can't even describe some of the trauma some of my clients have been through. It's just so
Mhm.
painful. But I feel very much in a place of being able to hold that space and hold their pain. A lot of people are scared of the pain, or are scared to hold someone else's pain. And I think I am gifted with that ability to be able to go, I can hold this for you. This is okay. And once that's held, I'm then able to help them slowly release it in a safe way. We don't do it all in one go. It's a layering process, because a
Mm.
lot of what I often see is, with some clients, they're like, but I'm scared of I know this trauma, I know this pain, it's not comfortable, but I know it. And when
Mm.
they can see the option of actually letting that go and actually something else happening, even if it's something more beautiful and more expansive, they're still scared of it because they don't know what that means. They're not used to it. So I really have to help them clear the trauma, but not only clear the trauma, help them feel safe in expanding and growing into actually not somebody else, but actually who they are, and feeling safe in that, and actually feeling safe in knowing that they can feel joy, they can feel expansion, they can do the things that they want to do, they can speak out, they can say what they want to say, and they can make changes in their life. And so I'm feeling like I'm in a real channeled moment right now, but that's what lights me up, and that I take private clients through, but I also have an amazing gift in the sense I can take groups of people through this as well. So I have a group program that I help let people in for 12 months, and that's a whole process of being able to lead them in a group setting through releasing what they need to release as well.
I find that fascinating.
Yeah.
My first thought was, first of all, when you mentioned about that, it's a kind of gradual journey.
Yeah.
It's, if you've got a car that's kind of cruising around 120 miles, well, then you're banned. If you get caught, you've got no car.
Yes.
But you can't just suddenly come to a standstill like that. It just doesn't work that way. I'm really interested in the group setting, what you said.
Yes. Yeah.
How does it, because in my mind, we are talking about voice here, we are talking about frequency and resonation. How
Yes.
does that work when you've got several people?
So I've been working in group settings probably for about at least 3 or 4 years now. So I've got used to understanding how it works and used to explaining it, and used to the fact that I at these points, certainly in the group sessions, I become like almost like this channel, a vessel for what needs to flow through. And when we set the intention of, okay, today we're going to be releasing, let's say it's grief. Let's just go with grief. We set that intention, and whoever's listening, we also set the intention that their body releases what they are able to release in the time. Whatever grief is within them, we set that intention that the sounds are going to work how they want them to work. So when I'm singing and when I'm creating sounds, their body will receive the vibration how it is intended to receive it, and they are able to release what they are able to release. I know this may sound like a bit like, gosh, how does that even work? But it does. I've had so many people report back to the sessions going, Rachel, I could feel it all. I felt like it was meant just for me. And what's even more powerful about the group work is I will send replays out. I will send the recordings out, and 2 or 3 times, each time you listen to it, you receive something else and you release something else that you're ready to release. So not only does it work live, it works on the replay as well, which is
I'd love to experience it. I mean, the closest that I kind of get to it is the Tibetan healing bowls, which I absolutely love and adore.
Yes.
But with the actually live voice, I can imagine how powerful that
because
really is.
It's coming from, it's like coming out of me. It's just, it's so, I have to say, when I opened up to allowing myself to do this, because I'd been in fear for a long time about my voice. I trained as an opera singer. I decided it wasn't for me. I didn't like that world. I shut it down for about 10 to 12 years. And then when I started working in the healing world and recognizing that, it was almost like my voice wouldn't stay shut. It just opened up. And the moment I started singing to my clients and allowing and seeing the transformation, it was as though I just knew that that was what I was meant. It was a very emotional moment because it felt like this is what I'm meant to do. And this is a gift, and I can't not use it.
Absolutely. It is a gift. So when I'm still kind of just going back to, and I know that it's difficult to kind of ask because the cases and the people that you are working with, it's so confidential and it's so very private.
Yes.
So I'm not even sure how we can actually venture into this.
We could try. Well, I will be very careful. I can mention generic things. Obviously, I won't ever mention names or anything like that. But we'll go with it, and we'll see.
Just interesting, really, of someone, someone hears about, just, sound healing as such, whatever that is, and from we are understanding that the spiritualism as such is very much becoming at the forefront. And a lot more, we've got Gen Z now who are just absolutely crazy about it, and it's just really sweeping through all the generations, really, which is beautiful to see. It's really beautiful, and how different people in different kind of part or within their journeys, how they respond to various different tools. I just kind of the tool set. And when people, you mentioned that as well, that it's not everyone's cup of tea. Like the same, astrology is not everyone's cup of tea, human design is not everyone's cup of tea. Is what sort of people are kind of drawn to, apart from the fact that, okay, there is something within them that they want to release?
Yeah.
Is it something that maybe they tried everything else and nothing worked? Or is something because they are kind of their auditory, sensory, senses, they are just so heightened as opposed to the visual and kinesthetics and everything?
Ooh, good question. So people that tend to be certainly drawn to the work that I do, they do have a level of being open to this. If I have to try and convince someone, then I kind of feel, I know that they're not there. They're not. If I have to try and persuade someone about this, I know that that's not right. They're not. It's not going to work. I don't want them to invest in working with me if they're not like, yes, I know this is for me. So I'm very mindful about who I would take on as a client, and I'm mindful that it's not for everybody. But generally, people who come to me, they are they they've got something within them that they know wants to come out. They know it. They've got that knowing that, oh, I've got it. I know there is more. There's more. I don't know what that is, but I can see it and I can feel it, and I'm ready to do that work. They've perhaps done other things. They've tried they maybe tried other healing. They've tried other things. They've tried coaching. They've tried mindset work, but they've never been able to get someone to go just to really unlock them. And I've lost my train of thought now. So when they come to me, it's like they understand the investment. They understand they need to invest in themselves, and they understand that I have to do this work on myself. Like this isn't just a one session fixes everything. This is actually like a journey that you go on for. And I'm not saying that it's going to take years for you to get through everything that you need to get through, but once you start shifting and working on your vibration, I feel like it's something that you do for the rest of your life. It's not like you come to healing for the rest of your life, but actually you because once you've expanded to a certain level, your things will come into your world that will help you expand into that, and then you'll get comfortable with that. So then there'll be a next layer of growth and a next layer of expansion for you to step into. So I'm there on those times to help you up level every time to get to that next level of where you're meant to be going.
It's just kind of my little Virgo kind of energy, kind of picking in that analysis. It almost sounds like that you are kind of changing the frequency of the body.
Yes.
And as the frequency of the body is kind of changing, then the internal and the higher frequencies kind of follow within.
Yes.
So it's almost like kind of connecting on a very base level, but
Mm.
it's kind of opening up channel to the higher frequency and to the
Yes.
higher self. Am I on the right?
You absolutely nailed it. Absolutely. Because I think when you change your internal vibration, when you change your internal world and your vibration, your energy changes, your external world changes to match that. So at the same time, clients will suddenly find that the opportunities will just appear into their life, or their business will start taking off, or people that they've been wanting to connect with will connect with them, or they'll have people that are really aligned with them sort of just come into their world. And it's because their energy is vibrating at such a match that it matches those things that they've been wishing for and wanting for, because it's in a place of I believe it can happen now. Before they were in a place of I don't believe it can happen, or I'm not sure if it can happen, or their energy was too low. We change their energy and we clear the dense energy, whatever's inside that's stopping that, then you become this sort of, you become in, whether you want to call it alignment, whether you want to call it flow, that's what happens. And it's not like I'm creating, when people say, but it's a miracle, Rachel. It's not a miracle. It's more like your energy is just vibrating at the match of the things that you want.
It's kind of like working with the body and the spirit, the soul, the essence of the person, all at the same time.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's super powerful. And And I'll finish whether it's a group session or whether it's a private session. I'll come to the end of it and I'll be like, did that actually just happen? Like it blows my own mind sometimes when I become, let's say I put my human hat on, I think, how is that even possible? But then I have to remember to trust it and know it's possible because I've just experienced it and I've just been through it with a client.
So how many people can you work at a time?
So in terms of a group setting, do you know what? The number is limitless. And the more people are there, the more that comes through. It
I just
fills
wanted
me
to
up.
say that, do you think the more the better?
Yes. But in terms of how many private clients I have, I never want to say never, but if I have a max of about 6 to 10 private clients in one go at one time in my books, that is enough for me because
Excuse
I
me.
I need to honor them and I need to honor my energy.
Absolutely, because in a way that you are putting so much energy into this that you can't just feel like that you're completely like.
No, and I'm very careful about that because if they're paying me for that attention, I need to know that I've got my energy to give to them and hold
How
them.
far you can push it.
Yes, yeah. So this is not a conveyor belt. This is not 10 people a day. This is two. I would probably maximum in a day 2 clients. Sometimes if maybe a group session, perhaps a group session, but that's it. And because I've got to be there and I've got to be present and I've got to be ready to hold what I need to hold.
This is going to might be an interesting question for you, but I know that there are so many people who are recording meditations, and if you put into YouTube, you've got the endless results of just coming on. And I'm a huge fan of meditation and self-hypnosis, and I've got my own little rituals, and sometimes I get onto guided meditations, but that's like one in 500, I think.
Okay.
What do you think is the difference between a recorded voice, even if there are the binary sounds and everything else and earphones, and live voice? Can I say it, live voice? What's the difference between the two?
Gosh, so I always say, it's really interesting because if you can be in the room and live, like physically present and have the live voice, that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate because that you're receiving it at the time, you're getting it pure. There's no sort of what's the word? There's nothing what's the word? It's pure, it's natural, you're just getting it live, and that's obviously the best way to get it.
I can just imagine that you are in a church, in a beautiful church, and wow.
It's incredible, like just being and the acoustics, the being on it, it's just like that's the most magical. And the more I can do that, the better, because that would be how I would love to be able to help, would be stage thousands of people letting the voice out and just
we must organize this somehow, because I want to attend. I want to attend.
That is the ultimate. But recording, like I've been to, so for meditations that I put out there, I go to a professional recording studio and I record it properly with the microphone, so it's as pure as it can be. And then I pass it on to my most amazing husband, who is a composer, who is a musician, who understands sound, who understands me, who understands energy. And beneath that, he creates, like, he enhances what I've already done. And together we create something so unique. You can't find it on YouTube. You can't find it, free on Spotify. It's because it's something you won't find elsewhere.
It often makes me wonder that, because at the end of the day, I understand this is a business, and you already mentioned conveyor belt. I wonder that, that most of the things that are available, and when I see that a certain meditation is 1 hour 11 minutes and 11 seconds. And I'm kind of like, hang on a minute. No, 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 no. I'm not going to listen to that. And it's like the other classic one is a 3 hour, 33 minutes and 33 seconds. And it's just
Yes, yes.
everything is just too, everything is just too perfect. It's just too, you know what I
Mm,
mean?
yes,
Um,
yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Because it's, in a one hand, it's great that those things are out there for some people to access, and that maybe that's their only way of being able to accessing some form of calmness, some form of relaxation. So in a way, it's great that it's out there, and it's also a sort of showing people that there are other things other than alternate normal, let's say normal ways of being able to take care of yourself.
mm,
um but um what was I trying to say? I mean, and it's a channel that I use. I do use YouTube and I do put things on there, but um and I hope that my recordings will eventually reach thousands and millions of people,
mm.
but they will feel the authenticity of it when they hear it.
Yeah, you're talking about something that is just a niche is just
Yes,
so
it's
much higher.
yeah,
And I think
yes,
it's
it is.
really resonating with the the more people are actually digging into what material is available, uh,
Mm,
where their spirituality is leading them, what's attracting them, and if it's meditation, do they want to know more about the meditation? It's exactly the same
yes.
as with astrology. If you are
Mm,
happy with sun sign astrology, that you are a Capricorn, and today you're going to have a great day and don't spend too much money, that's great. But if
yeah,
you want to know more, obviously you're going to have to go
yes,
through the learning curve.
definitely.
Say that there is some kind of technical issues here. No, no,
There is.
no,
I
no.
can still
One
hear
of
you.
the stream is having connection issues. No, I don't want connection issues.
Let's clear it. Hold on. Sometimes it just happens. My end seems okay. So we've lost Marriott, who who's hosting this. But I really hope that you have managed to take something from what I have shared today, and that you are open to going, actually, there is something inside of me that I want to work through, and there is more that I'm meant to be doing, and I'm going to look into that. Here comes Marriott, just coming back. I was just trying to talk.
Here I am. You can't get rid of me that fast.
I was just saying, I hope that people have really taken something from this, and if whatever level they're ready to receive this, that they've received it as they were meant to receive this today.
Are you actually, because for now, I mean, it always puzzle me. And right now Mercury is
Yeah.
direct, so there's no issue there whatsoever. Pluto is going direct as we speak. So
Mm,
maybe there is a distraction there, but well, that shouldn't have any kind of communication issue. That's for sure. But I
no.
but I wonder, there is, because there is some really 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 surreal energies that's building up with the eclipse that's coming. There
Mm,
is quite a few planets that are actually
yeah.
moving zodiac, and I know that a lot of people are struggling, especially, yeah, well, especially with past issues, and really getting rid of past
Mm,
issues. And just
yes.
a lot of things are just coming to the surface, like all of a sudden, and they have to make
Yeah.
decisions. And
Yeah.
what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
And at one point in the summer, we had 7 planets in retrograde. 7 planets.
Wow.
I mean, it was insane. And now it's kind of, things are clearing up, and people are really much like put on the spot right now, that there you go. Now you go. Now
Mhm.
you do it. This is your
Yes,
time. And they
you
go like,
Yeah.
oh.
And I think that's why there's a lot of people who are feeling a bit frustrated, aren't they? They're feeling like, oh, they're feeling that frustration. They're feeling, but they don't know what to do with it. They're like, well, what do I do with all of this?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and it's coming up because it wants to be gone. It wants to release. Like, if you're feeling these emotions of frustration, these emotions of anger, these emotions of, oh, you're depressed or anxious or whatever it is, always honor that and go, actually, there's a reason that it's here. There's a reason that it's here. It's trying to show me something. And rather than going into that story of holding on to it and getting bogged down in it, if you just allow yourself to feel it and I sometimes have to do this in my day. I was feeling angry earlier, and I thought, I'm just going to sit with this anger. I'm not going to try and analyze it. I'm just going to sit with it and allow it out, because that's what the body wants to do. It doesn't want to hold on to it. It wants to process it. It's an emotion. It's an energy in motion. That's what it is. So it wants to leave your body. But for some reason, we're scared of letting all of that go because we don't know what that means. We're so used to it.
Yeah, that's right. The letting go is to really whatever spiritual realm you look into, but it's really that breaking through that wall. And sometimes you are not the wall breaker. The wall is broken for you, and you're kind of
Yes.
pushed, kind of like, okay, off you go.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's a very, very, very uncomfortable situation, to say the least.
Yeah. But the universe will take you to that point. It'll send you signals, it'll send you signs, and then at some point, if you're still not listening, you're still not doing it, it's going to send something is going to literally, like, not literally, knock you. And it's trying to talk to you. It's trying to say something.
I'm already doing the forecast for 2024. Oh my God, it's going to be like a absolutely freaking year. I mean, hold on to the horse.
Okay, got you. So that's why, interesting, that's what I'm just feeling. That's why we're all doing this clearing out this year. That's why we need to do the clearing out. That's why we need to do it now, so that we're ready for that 2024, where we're going to be like, literally, I'm just seeing like I'm seeing horses in a carriage, and you're being like driven off really fast in the direction you need to go in, but you've got to be ready to stay on that ride. And that means
it's going to be Jupiter year, and I'm really going to be intrigued of what sort of aspects and how things are basically going to go through. And when you go through a year chart, it's kind of quite a peculiar angle, because obviously you're looking at the major things, the major themes that are happening. One of the major thing that's going to happen next year is Pluto is actually moving to another zodiac. It's moving into Aquarius, and what Pluto, it can actually spend anything from 12 years to 36 years in one zodiac. So this is why it's a huge, massive thing. And this was the last movement. The last movement was, I think, 2008, as I recall it. So there's going to be a huge, massive thing, amongst others.
We need to have a further conversation about that. As I'm intrigued to know. I love that that's your zone of genius.
Yeah, I know. And I know. I just think that the two, I love whenever I hear frequency, whenever I hear and someone works with frequency and they really understand it, I'm just feeling so much. I'm feeling on the same level, totally, because we just get it. It's the frequency.
And that's why we met. That's why we because it was of course it makes sense. It just does.
Anyway, and you've been fasting, so tell me just very, very quickly, how is the fast going?
Well, fast is going. It was great, and I finished it at 4 p.m. so about an hour and a half ago. So I just had a little something to eat. Oh, just let me turn my laptop on. It's about to go out of charge. I had a little something to eat, and now do you know what I was getting in the last 2 hours? Even though I was feeling really tired, so much clarity was coming through, and I knew that's what was coming through, which was amazing. So I had a lot of downloads. I had a lot of like, this is what I need to say. And I had a bit of a headache, but I just drank plenty of water, and it's made me go, I want to do that, but I probably want to do a longer one next time. But do them much more regularly.
I read some of your comments, and I think somebody mentioned like a week fast or something.
Yes.
Ooh.
I'm not sure. I certainly give it a bit longer.
That is really hardcore. That is super hardcore.
Yeah, but it did help me connect and feel quite peaceful inside, actually, because I was slightly tired, which meant I couldn't do that much, which was quite a good thing. And so I had a rest at about 3 o'clock for about an hour till I could eat something. I thought I better eat something so I can speak to Mariette and make sense.
I think you
Say that again.
inspired a lot of people. Sorry to interject. I just like because you certainly inspired me. I can't, for medical reasons, I can't do a fast.
Yes, you said that.
I'd love to. I'd love to.
Yeah.
And I actually got a little thank you present for you for
Okay.
you being you and being such a wonderful person and working with us. And actually, I would like to do it a lot more with people. I really feeling your resonation right now, and I've got 4 card decks. I
Okay.
prepared it 4 card decks in front of me,
Yeah.
and
Let me just
I
put
want
myself
you
in.
to basically to guide my hands.
Okay.
Okay, first of all is I want to know which hand or hands do you want? How do you want my hand? Because I'm going to, whatever you say, I'm going to run my hands through the cards, and when you say stop,
Yeah.
I'm going to stop it above a card deck.
Okay.
So
So I want you. Which hand is that? What you're asking?
which hand or
Left hand.
hands?
Left. Left hand.
Okay. So I'm just,
And I just say stop when I want you to stop.
yeah.
Okay, stop.
Ooh, that's my favorite one.
I love it.
Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, let's put these other ones behind. Let's put these other ones behind. Okay. So again, I'm going to start shuffling and you tell me when.
Okay.
Oops. One fell out.
Now.
One fell out. I'm gonna have to. One fell out. The one that fell falls out. Okay. We've got. I'm going to have to show you this one because this is fell out and this is completely you.
Does it say sensitive? Because it's backwards. Does it say sensitivity?
Sensitivity, Archangel Haniel. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor your feelings and the feelings in general. So I think with the fasting that you've done and with your alignments, you are just feeling the vibration non-stop.
Yes.
It just totally fell out. Okay.
You want me to, okay. Stop.
Okay. Well, I was there. Okay. How many cuts do you want?
3.
3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, and now which one? I've got one here, the middle, and then the right.
The middle.
The middle one. Okay. I'm going to have to reduce these.
Okay. I might put stop. That one.
There you go. So if Archangel Haniel is going to tell you something, that you are definitely extra super heightened. So work with that energy because you're flying. You're really, really flying on high.
Thank you.
You can't make this up.
No, you can't.
Rachel, thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm really so much looking forward to following you, your content,
Thank you.
your work, and I just really hope that we have to that church event somehow. We have to get around it somehow because I think that would be just magnificent, absolutely magnificent.
We set it in motion. Marriott, thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure and lovely to chat with you. I love your energy and it's been really easy.
And those who've been dipping in and out of the conversation, thank you again. And next week, I promise now, I'm going to be back with the Enlightened Conversations, the travels finished. Now I'm stationary for the time being, definitely. So every Tuesday at 6 p.m. European time, 5 p.m. and midday Eastern time. We are going live with another inspiring spiritual conversation just to help you with your enlightenment journey. And it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you all next week.
Bye.